All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. We got to get into some things today. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really going to be getting into it today. This video is probably going to be one of those ones, all right? Because we got to talk. I feel a little triggered today, and I feel like there's more people out there that need this message, all right? But before we get into it, you know how we like to do. We like to sage the room. We're going to need it this time. Universe, God, Spirit, please give us the energy, give us the strength to really get the message across respectfully, and so that it may touch those that need to be touched and check those that need to be checked. Okay? Again, we got our nice candle smelling up the room. We got the vibes going. We got our cards here too, just in case. I'm actually going to pull one and see what they say. What's the energy right now? Release the Ten of Wands. Release all that baggage. Finally saying no, and it's freedom. Freedom from the gaslighting. Freedom from those individuals that got you fucked up. All right? And also, I want to pull one of our daily affirmations. What are we affirming today? Have the best day ever, okay? Have you set your intention for the day, or are you going to let today be governed by the thoughts of yesterday? These words will help you get started. All good is coming to me today. All of my desires will be met today. Magic and miracles will follow me everywhere today. So that's our word for today. And with that being said, that's also to let us know that we need to let go of any other people that will continuously try to have us feeling and looking as if we are crazy. All right, so I'm going to talk to my stars out there, my mind stars out there. I'm going to let y'all know that you're not crazy. We cut into it. People will be out there gaslighting you. And I don't know the exact terms of gaslighting. I don't know the exact signs, but I can tell you what I feel the signs are for me. All right. So for me, how I learned if a person is gaslighting me is if they're being passive aggressive, they are not taking accountability, they are not hearing you speak, but yet responding. They're not listening to understand. They're listening to respond with a reverse opinion or advert opinion that just doesn't make sense, or a statement almost to get you confused, where you're left feeling like you did something wrong. You know what I mean? So if you've ever felt that, like you talked to somebody, or you had an argument with someone, or you expressed a concern with an individual, and all of a sudden somehow it ends up everything you did to them, and you're thinking to myself, well, how the hell did we get here? How did this turn into what I did to you when I'm the one who had the issue? That's gaslighting at its finest to me. So I'm going to let you know, I went through a situation recently, a few situations. One particular situation was on the internet. A friend of mine, associate of mine, I felt extremely gaslit. They felt some type of way about me making a phone call or talking to someone online, and they went and decided to go public about their grievances towards me, which is fine. That's your prerogative. It's your platform. Do what you have to do. But then, instead of taking accountability for that, when I then got upset and talked about it, all of a sudden, all these things had became wrong that I had did to them and made them feel. And then it left people feeling like, well, you guys need to talk and you guys are both wrong. You guys are both saying the same thing. No, we're not saying the same thing. This woman is gaslighting me and the public into feeling like she's a victim because she doesn't want to take accountability for being upset for whatever reason she was upset about, and taking her grievance out on the internet. There's nothing more to say about that other than the fact that you were wrong. They were wrong. They went and took an issue that they had with their associate, their friend, to the public forefront on the internet in an attempt to get sympathy or validation for their point. And then when it got brought back on the other end from me, all of a sudden, all these things that I had did to them had came up and they were offended. Stop letting those people gaslight you. That person is now cut off. You guys got to get to a point where when people don't want to take accountability for how you feel, and it's only about how they feel, and when you're explaining how you feel, they rebuttal you about how they feel or how you made them feel, they're gaslighting you. If a person really cared about you, if a person really cared about their friendship, their relationship, their business relationship with you, their personal relationship with you, they're going to hear you. They're going to hear you out. They're going to pay attention to you. They're going to take accountability. They're not going to respond to you with what you did to hurt them. At least not in first response. And you know what I can't take? I can't take a person that doesn't have an issue with me until I have an issue with them. Case in point. If I have an issue with you never taking out the trash or talking too much when I'm talking or I don't know, anything. And then your issue all of a sudden, oh, well, you don't take out the trash all the time or you don't clean the refrigerator. Now I have an issue because instead of saying, you know what, I was supposed to take out the trash, I didn't take out the trash. Now all of a sudden, I don't clean the refrigerator. It's like, well, if you felt some type of way about me cleaning the refrigerator, why did you wait until I had an issue with you about taking out the trash? Don't wait until I have an issue with you for something that you know you were supposed to do to then have an issue with me. Because your issue with me was not that serious until you had to take accountability for the issue that I had with you. You're gaslighting me. I don't like people that gaslight me. It triggers me because I'm the type of person, and if you're anything like me, you know it's really easy to fall into a space where you become the problem, or somehow you were unfair, or somehow you've offended somebody. You know, I'm so tired of this BS of everybody else being offended and everybody else being able to treat you a certain kind of way. However, when it's done to them in return, it's like the world has ended. If you've ever been in that situation, you are me, I'm you, and this is why we connect. Because people are full of shit. They literally are. Like, people are full of shit. And they will literally sit there and try to make it seem like you're crazy, you're tripping, you got something else going on, or you're somehow unfair, or you're not listening, or you're not being sincere, or you're not leading with empathy, or you don't have any compassion, or you're not emotionally coherent enough to understand both sides of the story. Nah, I understand, but in this moment, you got me f***ed up and you need to correct it. I don't want to hear how I made you feel, because up until I had an issue, you didn't have an issue with me. If you have an issue with me, then you let me know what your issue is before I let you know what my issue is with you. Because I didn't wait for you to have an issue with me to have an issue with you. You know what I mean? And so if you've ever been in those situations, I learned with these type of people that like to gaslight and not take accountability, eventually you have to cut them off, because they will literally sit there and have you thinking that you're crazy. I remember I was dating this guy one time, and he used to gaslight me all the time. He used to be a cheater. He used to be a liar, manipulator. And then somehow, because I would tell him like things that I had dealt with in my personal life prior to him, like in my family, my friends, in my previous relationships, he would use those things against me. When I'm like, well, are you cheating? And I know I've seen the text messages. I know I've seen you talking to the man. I know I've seen these things. Armon, you're just being you're being insecure. It's not what you thought. We are just friends. Everything is not an issue. You make an issue out of everything. You're just hyper. Maybe you have ADHD. It got so bad, I went and took Adderall and Vyvanse so that I could calm my nerves, because this man had me thinking, he gaslit me so bad and had me thinking that it was all in my head. You got to be careful, because gaslighters are master manipulators, and they will manipulate you into somehow thinking that you're the problem just for them to avoid taking accountability for the dirt and the wrongdoing that they put on and done to you. Those are not people that you need in your life, because they don't care anything about you or solving the problem that you have. All they care about is their ego and themselves. And I'm not saying that you're perfect. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that we don't make mistakes. But at the end of the day, if you feel some type of way, you bring that mistake to me when you feel it. Don't wait till I have a grievance with you to bring it up. Another example I remember I was working for this network, and there was a lot of lies being told. Many lies. Many, 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 many lies. I mean, one of the lies, they said that, I was sleeping with a producer on the show. Went and told people that. Said I was on a date with the producer. I went and checked it. Checked the person. Called for a meeting with the head of the programming of the network. They're telling me that I just need to go and contact this person on the side and talk to this person on the side and figure it out that way. And I keep telling them, why are you telling me that? I don't want to talk to this person on the side, because this person is going to gaslight me into thinking that that's not true. It was another one of our coworkers, when in all actuality, I know that it wasn't, because that coworker ended up telling me that all three of them had a meeting, and this particular person ended up bringing this information to the head of the programming. And also, this person that came up with this information, they were pretending to be my friend, pretending to be an ally to me, pretending to be a person that they felt like that I could confide in and trust. And then to try to paint the other person in a negative light. But all the while, tried to set me up and say that I was going on dates and all this with the producers, and they were uncomfortable working with me. Completely lied. I mean, text messages and all. I'm reading the text messages from the man setting up the meeting with the management, and how he's uncomfortable, and this, that, and the third, and how I'm being protected by the supervisor. And when I go and bring that to the manager tells me I should get on the phone call. And I'm thinking to myself, ma'am, I'm not getting on the phone with this person that's pretty much said that they set up a meeting with you, and the same person that they don't like set up a meeting with you and said they're uncomfortable on the show because I have some sort of relationship with one of the producers, which was completely false. And you want me to have a phone call so he can gaslight me and lie to me. And then if I didn't get on the call, this person, the manager was semi-threatening me and saying, basically, if I don't figure it out, if I don't work it out, they're going to have to make other changes, almost insinuating that you're going to have to fire me. So I'm over here like, this woman is really over here gaslighting me to go off. And then when I would go off and get upset, they paint you as angry. They love to gaslight you. And then when you click out, you're angry, you're upset, you're hard to work with, you're a crash out. No. These people don't like to take accountability. These people see you as a target And for whatever reason, they see you as a strong leader. They see you as someone that is superior, honestly. And they try to break you down. And they try to make you look crazy so then that they can build their ego and they can feel better about themselves. That's what gaslighters do. Because a lot of gaslighters are narcissists. And a lot of them are self-absorbed, egotistical maniacs, and insecure all at the same time. And they believe that you, out of all people, can't check them, or you cannot have a grievance, or they cannot be corrected. And when you try to correct it, somehow you're out of line in their mind. Because how dare you? I'm your boss. How dare you? I'm your partner. How dare you? I'm your friend. How dare you? I'm your mother. I'm your father. How dare you come to me with a problem that I have brought to you? Or how dare you come and tell me that I made you feel a certain kind of way? What about how you made me feel? That's how they talk. And you're thinking to yourself, what the are you crazy? So what I've learned now is to not really emotionally react, but understand when I'm being gaslit and let them have it. And understand, you know what? You are not a person that is worth my energy, worth being in my space, because you will cause me to act an ass. You know what I mean? Like, you will cause me to really get out of my place of solitude, and I will start to choose different areas that is not going to serve me long term. And then, you know, when you get to those spaces and you really show your ass to them, they spook up and play victim. They're really good at manipulating the public, manipulating like the public perception. Gaslighters are very good at manipulation. Hell, I mean, they're able to manipulate you. So if they can manipulate you, they can manipulate them. And so what ends up happening is they get you so far lit where you explode, and then they go and manipulate the people around you, either in your inner circle or on the internet or in your family. And they sit in back and play coy and play confused. Meanwhile, you know exactly what happened. You know exactly what the issue is. However, because they don't want to take accountability, they would much rather sit in a space of being the victim. And I never understood that. And so manipulators and gaslighters are very, very dangerous people to have in your life, because they will have you in a sense of confusion and anger and turmoil all the time around the clock. And you never know at any moment where you'll fall in between the three. And another thing that I've learned with gaslighters is you will always be left feeling like you have to apologize. That is a really big sign. If you are with, oh my God, a tall tale sign of a gaslighter and a manipulator is if somehow you had the problem, you had the issue, you came to them with the issue, and you end up apologizing. It's like you'll argue, you'll go round and round and round, and then before you know it, you're the one that's apologizing, and you're thinking, well, how the hell did we get here? What am I sorry for? I had the issue. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how many times I've been in a situation where I done been gaslit so much and I thought, well, you know what? Maybe it was my fault. I done forgot what my whole problem is, because now you done talked about everything that you felt. And so now at this moment, I'm feeling bad for you and then forgot about me, and you never apologized about it. When you see those red flags, those things never really change. Those people, that is embedded in them. And unless they're willing to acknowledge it, take accountability, and do the work to change it, you have to cut those people off. Whether it be leave the job, leave the friendship, leave the relationship, disconnect from that family circle. Because I'm telling you, it's not healthy for your mental state, because what ends up happening is you start beating yourself up and you start feeling like, well, damn, I'm a bad person. I'm not a good person. I'm not a likable person. I'm not a person that really can hold friends or can hold relationships, or I'm like, I don't do well in social settings with other people because somehow I'm always making people feel uncomfortable or making people feel bad. And in all actuality, it's your light that makes them feel uncomfortable. And in attempts to try to dim it, they do something to slight you, or they do something to disrespect you. And when you bring it up to them, all of a sudden now they become a victim. But they were never a victim in the first place. You were just living your merry-go life, and they couldn't take it because you were vibrating so high, and it honestly was illuminating beyond them, and they couldn't take it. A lot of manipulators are jealous, they're envious, and they're insecure. And so they will try to gaslight you until your light shuts down and you go dark. And so I want to give you this message. When you notice those signs, understand you're vibrating at a very high frequency. You're shining very bright. You're radiating, and it's blinding them. And so now they're trying to get you to dim it. Dim your light, dim your light, dim your light, so that they feel like they can shine. And then when you end up saying, hey, I feel like you're trying to dim my light. I feel like you kind of hurt my feelings there. Oh, no, you did this, you did that. Remember back in 2015 when you said X, Y, Z, and you're thinking, that was 10 years ago. It's 2024. But then somehow you end up apologizing for whatever happened in 2015 that you did. Now everything's okay. It's crazy. But I'll let you guys know those gaslighters will not win. And you stop letting those people gaslight you. You are not crazy. You are not crazy. You are not crazy. You are not crazy. And I know I'm not the only one that has gone through this or goes through this. People will literally sit up here and have you thinking you are out of your mind and you are always the problem, when in fact, they are taking no accountability or responsibility for what they done in the situation. And they have tried to manipulate you in order to avoid being responsible for the issue, because they're not mature enough to say, you know what, hey, I'm wrong. They're too egotistical and narcissistic to say, hey, I apologize. But yet they require that from you almost every time. Get out of there. Any relationship that you're in, whether it's a friendship, a business, a personal, a family, it all should be reciprocal. Everything should be reciprocated. Respect should be reciprocated. Love, caring, honesty, communication. It just doesn't go one way. If I'm not feeling good and I bring it to you, you hear me out, just as though you expect me to hear you out. And if you can't hear me out and apologize and make me feel good, then I can't be around you. You can't be around those people. A lot of people have this thing with them where they feel like, I'm not going to let you feel like you checked me. I'm not going to let you feel like you told me what to do. I'm not going to let you feel like you put me in your place. I didn't put you in your place. I just asked you and told you how you should be treating me. I set a boundary. See, gaslighters and manipulators, they don't like boundaries. They only like the boundary when it's set by them, but they don't expect you to set boundaries for yourself. And when you start to do that, they start to play these mind games as if you're a problematic person. as if you're an unhinged person, as if you're confrontational, angry. They do that at the job. You're angry, disrespectful. Have you ever been on a job where no, I'm a little passionate because you're not listening to me. You're not even trying to understand me. They start gaslighting you at the workplace. And then all of a sudden you find out that you're angry. Well, I just didn't know. I didn't really want to, I couldn't really talk to you. Then all of a sudden you have meetings with HR. You're here, you're there, you're there. Then all of a sudden, oh, I couldn't. Well, we didn't know. We couldn't really talk to you. We were just so nervous that you were going to be angry. Nah, bitch, I'm not angry. I'm very present. I'm passionate, but you're not finna gaslight me and try to make it seem like I'm angry. You're not listening to me. And when I'm telling you what's going on, you're ignoring it. And somehow it's leaning to me. That used to happen to me all the time when I worked in corporate. That's when I was like, you know what? I can't do this because these people will sit up here and gaslight you all the way to a meeting where you're with HR, you got your union rep. It's a whole thing. And then they have that corporate jargon, a per this and per that. And, they use all those buzzwords about uncomfortable and safety and feeling safe. You know what I mean? And you're thinking, do not play with me. Now all of a sudden you don't feel safe. You don't feel heard. You don't feel seen. But yeah, you done stirred up all this damn drama. Or I done came to you and told you what was going on and you don't remember none of this that's going on. You don't hear anything that's going on. But now that I'm a little passionate, all of a sudden you don't feel safe or seen and I'm angry. Girl, if you don't get out of my face with that, you're not about to play with me like this. That's what they do, though, because they want that reaction out of you so then they can say, oh, what is this? Why did you do that? Yeah. So you got to watch out for that. I saw that very early on, and it took me a while to really understand what was happening there because I would fall for it every time, fall for it, till I started to realize, you know what? You got it. You got it. Because I know that I'm not going to be able to take too much of that. And you shouldn't have to deal with that either. And it just goes to show the respect that they have for you. And honestly, at the end of the day, if a person spends their time trying to gaslight and manipulate you, they know that you're a powerful being and that you are going to radiate far beyond them. And they just want to keep you in their grasp and they don't want you to grow beyond their sight. But you tell them, baby, I'm a vision, not a sight. This life is a visionary lifestyle, baby. It's not one that's just for right here. It goes beyond sight. There's a big picture here. And you will not manipulate me and put and get in my head and make me feel small or make me feel crazy or make me feel less than or make me feel like I'm a problem. When in all actuality, I come in peace, love, and light. You have the problem. You have the issue. Because you can't take accountability when I say, hey, this is how I'm feeling and this is how I would like to be treated. If that bothers you and you have to gaslight me, I can't be around you. And you can't be around those people. It's okay. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be without a job. I'd rather have no friends or no family. If every time I have an issue or every time I want to have a grievance, somehow it ends up being my fault and I'm apologizing to you. Or I'm supposed to pick up the phone and call you, but you never pick up the phone and call me. I'm supposed to be the one to apologize to you, but you can never say, hello, I'm sorry to you. You can go online and spew all kind of BS, but if I do it, I was a problem. Get out of here. You can link up and hang out and do whatever you want with anybody. But if I do it, it's a problem. You can go and spread lies. If I read you, it's a problem. Now you're the victim. Now you're the victim. Now you're the victim. Get out of here. Let me tell y'all something these days. We're not taking any BS from these gaslighting, manipulating, egotistical maniac narcissists anymore. So if that means they got to get going, well, sayonara, sister. It was cool while it lasted, but I'm better off without you. All right, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you guys ever been in that situation before? Have you seen that happen before? I've been there before. It's happened to me many times, and it still happens. And you know, it's like a work in progress, but you really gotta really hone in on that, because you can get to a space where you're really about to click out, and then somehow you are the bad guy. So I would like to know you guys' stories with master manipulators and gaslighters. Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.